to such a good effect for both Bruxo and DB here, right? If they are able to make the most of either the Scythe on DB or those D-Sigs on the orb that we talked about with Nimue as well, it's going to definitely open up a lot of opportunities to get some very, very early KOs. But here we go, match number 1. It is a best of 5. Bruxo on the Nimue and DB on the Enchantress. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. We're definitely seeing a little bit of spacing and definitely a lot of respect coming out from these two players, dude.
Yeah, definitely an interesting matchup at the very least. Again, we're getting that orb versus orb matchup. DB coming and getting spot dodges, but the neutral light, the active frames coming out from Bruxo. We'll see who's kind of more experienced in the orb mirror match. Of course, if no one else is playing it, you're not going to get as much experience in that 1v1 against it.
Yeah, unfortunately, both the orbs gone. One was disarmed, one was tossed away, and Bruxo's got the weapon advantage, and he continues it into a starve, but DB undeterred, scores the uppercut, getting the damage. How's this going to close out, Rain?
Oh, and I think it might end up with a nice, oh wow, I was going to say with maybe a spear, D-Light into Sair, but DB with a nice unarmed though, able to get back on stage throw, but a side sig comes out from Bruxo to take stock number 1.
Yeah, the double hit coming out from the side signature. I was worried a little bit when Bruxo dipped really low for the recovery, but wanted to do it the safe way. Touch the lowest part of the wall as possible. DB, though, does have the damage on Bruxo, so a good sideline side air might be enough, to clean up the stock.
Yeah, that's going to be the solid combo that you see coming out from the orb. The side light, you either get the jump side air, you can get the down light, a couple other tricky things depending on your chase dodges, and I'm curious to see how the differences play out between both of these orb players right now.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that they're looking for the opportunity to really make a difference, and I love it. Going in from the end lights and end-sig, and there's that D-Sig right there. It was so close, but Bruxo again with the wake-up going into the side lights there. Might be an upset alert here, Duke.
That was so cool the way Bruxo did that side sig, because it's one of those moves that when you tap it, it has that initial hitbox, and then you can charge it for that second hit, and he charged it a little bit. You saw him holding DB, and DB wasn't ready to react on it, so Bruxo got that extra damage, that extra force because of the charged signature.
Yeah, and especially since, you know, right now he's got the damage lead, that just helps compound. So now looking for the knockout. DB has Bruxo unarmed, knocks him away so that way he can continue the weapon start. Oh, the reversal on the back end.
Wow, and just the spacing and confidence from Bruxo here, able to confirm that KO with the spear recovery. And Bruxo has been in the lead this entire matchup, but DB is in a strong position still if they can confirm this KO. Oh no, Bruxo went for the, you talked about it, Duke, those short walls, and it was the shortcoming of Bruxo trying to get back on that stock.
I love how quickly DB converted on that too. Saw like the slight dip under, you know, oh, you're gonna head bonk on that wedge just slightly. No hesitation, immediate ground pound, take the stock.
It's why that low recovery can be so risky, and great on DB, because he let Bruxo get away with it on the last time. This time he's not, as he gets the end sig. DB gonna take game number 1 with a big KO to finish it off.
Yeah, that was huge. It accelerated so fast. All right, I'm going to get a couple hits, just ladder you side light into the down light, ooh, juggle you up, neutral air maybe. And then once you're up there, that gravity cancel neutral signature doesn't have a ton of distance to go before it reaches that top knockout line.
Yeah, and what we're seeing with a lot of these replays right now is that Bruxo was in control for the majority of these KOs, but when it came down to the final stock, they absolutely erupted and ended up bringing home the entire matchup in that with a 133 damage advantage. But we are now rotating into Miami Dome. They're locked in, and we are getting Bruxo on the Michelangelo.
Yeah, not only are we getting a map swap, but a character swap, and the funny thing is, Bruxo's not going to share any of the weapons with that previous Nimue pick. No orb mirror match this time, no spear potential either. It's going to be Michelangelo with the sword and gauntlets.
Yeah, so on Miami Dome, I actually really like this because sword, gauntlets, they're pretty good off stage. There's also some really good spiking signatures, you know, when you're going for like that sword side signature. And when you have that pillar under the stage, you're locked into the side that you got knocked off on. There is no extra option to retreat under the stage, take another avenue back. You've got to fight your way back.
Yeah, and you definitely see Bruxo attempting to fight their way back right here, but DB is looking so cool, calm, and collected. The nice recovery off stage still is not enough to get the KO, but Bruxo is in a dire situation here. Spot dodge into the Sair, weapon throw. No, Bruxo is able to make it back. Still looking for the KO confirm here. Duke. Ah, there it is. Yep, nice recovery.
Simple unarmed recovery, DB. I love the way that he played that. You know, he has so many different KO options. You saw him fishing with with the orb, and he was like, okay, this weapon toss, you know what, didn't work out, but I could still have the unarmed kit to get that KO, and he's got so much health to play with here, very easily could get that extra credit, TWK.
Yeah, I mean, especially hitting the scythe strings like this, he's already got the stage control, he's got the damage lead, he's in his head, the gravity cancel punish, it's all DB right now.
Yeah, and I love that Bruxo's starting to get a little bit more aggressive, going for the end stick off the edge, but, you know, Bruxo is just so far behind right now that DB has a lot more wiggle room to get very playful here and very, very unorthodox in their attacks and, you know, not really have to take as many risks.
Oh, hey!
But if Bruxo hits a ground pound like that, TWK.
Yeah, that was quick. That was really quick. Usually you'll see people kind of, you know, fade around the corner. They'll just be like, all right, how can I set up this corner guard or something? No, just immediately went for it, and that's exactly what Bruxo needs to do to come back from behind, especially now since DB reclaimed a full stock lead.
Yeah, and that was a great reaction, but DB, like you said, able to get that lead built up again. He's just been widening the gaps. First stock had some damage taken, but this time he's got so much to play with. Weapon control, stage control. Bruxo hoping for a lucky spawn. He's going to find one, but still yet to touch DB's second stock.
And, you know, DB is looking so in control. Goes for the edge guard, but Bruxo might have an opportunity to strike back here. Oh no, DB didn't get it. Wait, they're still on the edge. They're still on the edge. No, okay, Bruxo was able to almost make the most of that opportunity. Still getting a lot of extra credit here, rotating into that end sig. I'm loving what I'm seeing. You know, this Mammoth still has a lot of fight left in him.
Yeah, I mean, that was absolutely crazy. Just the quick fire reactions against the box chase dodge that DB did, forward and then down. Bruxo was quick with the gravity cancel. Unfortunately, gets punished for that gravity cancel, and his options are really dwindling here. He's gotten in the red. There's the knockout, finally. Tied up the stocks again, but Bruxo, I think he can only get hit like once or twice.
I mean, he's got some health inside of this. He does have still that Michelangelo kit. We talked about his edge game opportunities, but he's yet to really push that opportunity. Oh, a nice three-piece. Could go for it, but DB is going to hold the corner.
Oh, and it's looking like Bruxo still has a bit of an opportunity here, but one more sidelight Sair should do it. DB with the weapon throw off the edge, goes in on the dare, and wow, what a beautiful rotation going into that falling Sair. So calculated to get the KO, and yet again, we are seeing 171 damage advantage in that aspect. Duke, what's it going to take for Bruxo to get this dub?
Right now, he's really trying to throw darts at the wall. He's trying to find the answer to the orb, trying to figure out what works against Enchantress, and unfortunately, I don't know Bruxo's character kit well enough to know what it will be, but I've been seeing from the South American so far, switching to a Lance character, switching to an Olgrim, things like that, might work all right, but he's going back to the Nimue for game number 3.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I like this. You know what? I want to see just slightly quicker reactions.
Yeah.
Because Bruxo, he's made a lot of the correct choice, just a hair late. We even saw it at the tail end of that match. His recovery got beat out. He was trying to fight against DB, and DB just manages to beat him out by like a frame or two. So incredibly close.
Yeah, and you can tell that Bruxo is definitely a lot more comfortable with this Nimue. I assume, you know, the choice to rotate into the Michelangelo was more of like, okay, if this ledger doesn't work out, I'll use this. The Michelangelo did not work out at all. It was an absolute, you know, DB fan show right there for everybody who's looking for good clips. But I think Bruxo rotating back in this Nimue, look at this. I mean, we're seeing so much more confidence and a lot more clarity in the combos and hits to go with here. So I am liking this aspect for Bruxo, and
I love that.
Bruxo's coming out strong.
I love it.
Yeah,
Every
I love
time
that
that
charge.
Bruxo hits that and it gets the little bit of extra charge just to tack it on and really compound the lead.
Yeah, that's something that we first started seeing out of like the Kojis with the sword side signature, and I love that we're seeing it brought out into some of these other characters. Bruxo clearly showing that he's a specialist on the Nimue, knows this kit through and through, but he needs to finish this stock off of DB, and he's sitting on the corner, maybe expecting DB to come up when he disarmed himself, but DB yet to pick up a weapon.
Yeah, DB's really waiting for, you know, the calculated hits. Now using the scythe. Oh, what a nice dare from Bruxo when it was looking like a very tough situation, but the sidelight Sair will confirm KO number 1 in a must-win situation here for Bruxo. Quick reminder, it is best of 5, so DB wins this match, and it'll be a 3-0, and Bruxo's BCX dreams will be over.
Yeah, lower bracket gets real dangerous. There are no second chances down here. You just gotta keep on plowing through. DB trying to plow through this stock of Bruxo. Bruxo is building that lead. He's getting the extra credit. Cut short.
DB does find the sidelight side air, but we are seeing Bruxo do a little bit better here in game number 3. That swap to the Nimue looking good for him. He just has to maintain this lead over DB.
Yeah, and I'm loving that Bruxo has, you know, kind of been I'm going to say extremely consistent with the orb here, but now using the spear and getting the job done. I'm loving the placements and not falling for a lot of the scythe tricks that DB was using early on. We're noticing a lot of those dares coming out looking a little bit like a pogo stick, and Bruxo just rotating so well with the nairs and the weapon throws to keep DB off it. Hold this real quick, homie, as I now rotate into the orb. Bruxo with a Sair, and this just might be exactly what Bruxo needed.
Oh, couldn't quite catch the landing. Thought DB was going to land in front, but it was the behind mix-up. Side signature once again. Bruxo's accuracy with that move alone has to be ridiculous.
Yeah, he's so good about it, and I love that this time he just let it rip. He didn't go for the charge. He's like, either DB is starting to recognize that I'm going for this charge, or you know what, he's so damaged it doesn't really matter if I go for the charge because I know this is going to KO.
Yeah, and you know, DB is now at 1 stock, Bruxo at 2 stocks. Bruxo with basically a full stock lead, now about a stock and just a little sliver more. The nice wake up with the Sair again. Oh, and what a nice nair from DB to make it back on stage. But Bruxo, you are so close to keeping your BCX hopes alive. All it's gonna take is one nice signature here or a very calculated dare. Oh my goodness, DB?
That was so close. I mean, he was really looking to just spike that one right top of the head. Luckily, he's still got an extra stock to play with. Whoa! Slid that recovery over the corner, back onto stage, still chased down DB with it. That was slick. And the bicycle kick for the win. We're still in it. That puts him on the board. DB's still up 2-1, but we're going to a game 4.
Yeah, fantastic play from DB, well, both of them, but clearly Bruxo making that swap over to the Nimue, showing that comfort with the orb. Those side signatures in particular, like this is why he's playing Nimue's orb over Fate's orb. This is why he is playing it over Thor's orb. It's because he can get that charge for that extra damage, that extra force, and he's been so consistent about hitting it. It's kind of like what you said, Rainwraps, that consistency that comes out when he makes the swap to the Nimue.
Yep, and I mean, dude, that Nimue, almost a 300 damage advantage. That is incredible, but it's not going to matter in this match because the slate is completely wiped. We are now in a 2-1 in favor of DB, best of 5, and DB switching over to the Sidra now. TWK, why would DB switch to the Sidra?
Man, this gives you like some crazy acceleration available. You've got the consistency of the sword, but it's really that cannon kit that most people are thinking, oh, yo, anchors away.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Anchors away, dragging him down into the depths. DB with a 20-second knockout.
Wow.
He went for the side air, didn't hit, and I thought Bruxo was safe, but he turned around, started drifting towards DB, maybe trying to capitalize on that whiffed side air, and unfortunately fell for that one. And now this is a massive lead for DB.
Yeah, you know, and we talked about signatures that are extremely good at catching your opponent slipping. Sidra's sword anchor might be one of the best in the game. It's just so slow, but yet it speeds up right on the end with a beautiful punishing blow and an angle. But DB showing us that DB doesn't even need the sword, going crazy, not only with the cannon, but unarmed as well. And Bruxo is definitely going to have to find a little bit of that secret sauce that we saw in the last match because DB's starting to run away with it.
Yeah, I mean, he has Bruxo on his heels considerably. It's just so much extra credit damage. Even, looking for the three-piece. Bruxo dodging out just in time.
And I love the fact that the way DB is playing this, it's not just, oh, my character can play more aggressive, but you see the way, fantastic ground pad. The way he's playing around specifically that Bruxo side sig. It was the bane of his existence in the last game, and this game, he knows the spacing for it, and he is punishing it.
Yeah, DB is looking, I mean, incredible, to be honest. Like, every match that we've seen so far has been pretty solid from DB, but I mean, this is hands down the best of the best. So you got to kind of wonder, like, okay, if DB does win this nice ground pound, and the cannonballs are flying, there goes side seg, and the recovery! Can you believe it?
What?
3 stock! 3 stock! 3 stock!
What a finish! DB showing off the signature kit of Sidra, neutral signature, side signature, and the gravity cancel to finish as well. DB popping off, and he is earning his spot in the guaranteed top 6.
Man, and that, all right, this gameplay, you know, it's not even usually what you expect to see from Sidra. It's like, most people, it's like, okay, you pick Sidra, I'm going to see way more cannon neutral signatures. No, there was like just the one there. You're going to see way more sword down signatures. No, just the one there. He just had such constant comfortable play. I mean, you were saying that he was looking real comfortable. He's at home with the slippers, the robe. He gets the scented candles on. He's good.
Yeah, man, straight posted on the couch on a Sunday. And you know what I think happened here as well? I think DB saw that.